We ride together, we die together. We some petty bitches, boo. We holding it down, we straighten the crowns, petty bitches, and we coming to you. We ride together, we die together. We some petty bitches, boo. We holding it down, we straighten the crown, petty bitches, and we coming to you.
Perfection.
Yes.
We're back.
It's been what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks. We were actually supposed to be with our lovely guest Sheila 2 weeks ago, but we
Yes.
all kind of had a lot of life things happening. I wasn't
Yes.
feeling that great.
Amen.
Miss Ariel was trying to move. Sheila had some health things too that she had to take care of. So
Yeah.
we're all being very protective of one another, and we decided let's not do it. Then last weekend, Ariel and I were in Nashville for one of my
Yeehaw,
best
baby.
friends' bachelorette week, and I hope you all enjoyed our Instagram stories. We
Yeah,
were a
it
bit
was
of a hot
awesome.
mess.
It was awesome.
I do have like the highlight thing on my Instagram if you want to go check out our adventure. Just make sure to welcome back to the PAB podcast. Make sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Even though we keep saying that we're going to do it, we're eventually going to get to doing our TikTok at the PAB podcast. You can follow me at Deshaka.
Me
and
at Ariel.Hardy.
Yes, and
And
make sure you
Sheila?
also. Oh yeah, well, I was gonna get to Sheila in a second.
Well, I mean, we might as well do it now. She right
Okay,
there.
well then.
Everybody can see her.
This is true. This is true. All right, Sheila. Our guest today is Sheila Cunningham, who we actually met through one of our old coworkers, Moshe Lauren, and helping us get fit. So, Miss, I will let you introduce yourself, Sheila.
Oh, great. I remember meeting you guys in the studio, which was amazing. And I was doing an exercise video, not a video, sorry, I'm always videotaping.
You're right.
You are. You're so
Yeah.
on top of it.
Amen.
Videotaping like today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was working with Moshe to get the I guess the district, not the district, but you guys have a wellness program. And so I asked to come and exercise with you guys. And of course, I was getting you guys box fit. And that's how I met you guys. And it was just a great energy. You know, a couple of times we went out and we had a good time. But, you know, I was really I saw your podcast and I was like, you know what? I would like to come on and meet your audience and talk to them about what I do and what I love and what I'm passionate about, which is health and wellness. But it's not just the fact that we're talking about exercising, we're talking about food, but I like to talk about well-rounded, holistic approach. So it's a mental, spiritual, intellectual, and all those different things that entail. So that's what I wanted to do today with you girls.
Well, that's perfect because Ariel and I have like gone on this whole journey about like getting ourselves right. Like I know for me this year, my biggest thing is self-love and self-care. And I think it's such a great thing to weed into with our listeners and our subscribers with this, which is another thing. Make sure that you hit our subscribe button on our YouTube, our SoundCloud, and Apple Podcasts. I can't think right now. My brain just
You got it. You got it.
I did. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. But Sheila is a health wellness coach, which I think is so fabulous. And she actually had us both do an assessment, which we both failed to do. Sorry, Sheila.
Honestly,
it's funny you're talking about we started it and then we both have lost our paperwork. And so I've been trying to find my paper. We're a mess. Like I said, we should have. We're not 21 anymore. Like, for something happened, we went away on a trip, got drunk the entire time, and now we can't figure out our lives.
Well,
So
I was definitely, well, for me, again, thank you so much, Sheila, for being here. And we decided to make February kind of our, because it's Valentine's Day month. Valentine's Day falls in February, and it's all the love month. So we wanted to focus on self-love because Estelle and I are forever single. And we need to, make sure if ain't nobody else gonna love us, we'll at least love ourselves. And so when Sheila came up to us and came to us with the idea of, making sure we look inward
Inside ourselves.
inwards,
Just say that inside.
yes, to make sure that, you know, we are at our best inside, and it'll, you know, do its thing outside, do its little juju mojo.
It sure will.
Yes. So I know that you have like a whole assessment thing, if you want to go through that, and how you actually do help people change their lives in a sense and make it better.
Right. Okay. So I speak on the pillars of wellness, because wellness is all things in balance, like my friend Oprah said when she had her tour on her health and wellness tour. And so right now, it's very important for everyone to look at wellness in a holistic approach. And so this is 10 areas that I want to go over. And it starts with mental, because our mindset.
Amen. Amen to that.
Exactly. So first thing is just to get the mindset.
Yeah,
getting the mindset straight. So I'm going to go over these different things, and you guys, then we'll talk about it. So asking these questions. So what happens is that when we ask questions, then answers come. And so ask these questions about how much do your thoughts drain you. Some people get drained just by the thoughts that they're thinking every day. Do you feel like your thoughts are racing constantly and that it's hard to focus on just one thing? Do you think that your opinions and ideas are as important as those of others? Do you rationalize and make excuses for why you can't take better care of yourself? Good one. And do you complain a lot?
Point your fingers.
No. And do you complain a lot? So that list is the questions that you should ask yourself to just kind of look at and be intentional about your mindset. Because the other thing that we don't do enough of is we don't really understand our emotional intelligence. A lot of people will focus on intelligence and the IQ, how smart you are, but really how emotionally smart and how emotionally fitness you are, then really will determine how well you do in the world. Because in reality, we come across a lot of different things that could break us down. And intelligence wouldn't have anything to do with how far you go. Okay, so for the emotional intelligence quiz, I have a few quiz questions for your audience to kind of go over and think about. And what this is just 10 questions, but if they get a piece of paper out, once they see this, they can record it and stop.
Pause
pause and ask questions. So the quiz is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 is not at all. 2 is rarely, 3 is sometimes, 4 is often, and 5 is very often. So that's how we're going to grade it, okay? So then the questions are, I can recognize my emotions as I experience them. So you go through that 1 through 5 and you figure that out. Number 2 is when I get angry, I can turn the anger into passion and action. Number 3 is I can admit when I make mistakes. 4, I can calm myself down quickly when I feel upset. 5, I maintain a sense of humor. 6, I explain my decisions to those they affect. 7, I can identify character emotions while watching movies and reading books. 8, I can listen without judging. 9, I connect with people quickly and easily. And 10, I am a good listener. So I asked them to do that for themselves and for family members, just to kind of gauge where you are emotional. And so when you
Funny, I was like gauging myself while you're asking the question.
I was like, what number am I, for sure? And like the average, like what do you find the average result is when you ask these questions?
So everybody's different. Some people are really like low. Their numbers are, of course, the lower the number, the more improvement you need. But everybody's different. And the thing is that when you really sit down and you're really being authentic, then you'll see where you need to improve, or you'll see where you're strong at. And that's basically it. It's just to get these things down on paper, just to see. Most people could be somewhere in the middle if they're feeling like they're pretty much in control. Because our emotions, really basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to control our emotions and not taking things too serious, not taking ourselves too serious, but to understand that if we're working in the moment, then you're not as anxious, you're not as depressed, you're not, those things are what you're trying to prevent. So being engaged and being intentional about where you're feeling. Ask yourself questions like, how am I feeling today? Why did I respond like that? Have you ever responded somewhere, some way where you're sitting there going, wait a minute, I just kind of snapped? Look,
I just assumed that because I was petty. I just assume I'm petty.
it's that it's not the situation, but how you react to the situation. I think that's okay.
Exactly. So your emotional wellness is very important, and so that's one of the things I talk to people about, because when you're dealing with emotions, if you realize the holistic approach to all of that is that your health is affected by it. So say if you're a person that responds to things and you're on this always stressed out feeling, we have fight or flight, right? We've all heard fight or flight. So if you're always fighting, then that causes stress responses. And your cells, your body is listening and it's taking notes and it's responding. And then the one thing that people are having illness and disease from is inflammation. So when you're overstimulated from all of that stress and all that responding, then things start inflaming. Now, inflammation is a good thing when it's in,
positive light.
Yeah, you gotta get balanced, right? So when it's just kind of like it's responding to a reaction, like say you cut your hand accidentally, it's gonna inflame. It's gonna, your cells start getting together and working to heal that. But if it's always trying to heal different things, parts of our body, then it's overstimulated. And that's when we get autoimmune diseases. That's when we, things that cause us to have to go take all these different medications, which in turn will cause us to have side effects. So we want to prevent. I'm in the business of prevention, so we want to prevent that. So that's one of the pillars of wellness. And then we go into the body, of course. I'm certified.
Most important. Our bodies are temples. It's probably one of the most important things that we need to work on.
Yeah, so our bodies are important, and I am certified in turbo kick. I'm certified in boxing and barbells.
What is turbo kick? Sorry, I'm thinking of like Taibo, like when you
Taibo.
That's true. I love Taibo too. That's where I started out. So
didn't we all?
But what exactly is turbo kick? Sorry, I don't mean to get sidetracked, but I'm like a squirrel.
But turbo kick is like a kickboxing combination where we do a little bit of. That's kind of what I was doing when I was at the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're doing some dance moves, you're doing some punching, you're doing some kicking.
So, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I can do this. Yes. It was just like, We did. We definitely did.
You did.
Come back and join me. But
Ariel's not really great at working out.
No, I'm not.
I've gotten into the routine of getting up every morning at 5 a.m. and going running for 2 miles every day. This week I have not done it. I like I said, Nashville kicked my ass. Starting Monday, I'm getting back into like my daily routine of getting up every morning, going to the gym and stuff. So I'm like looking forward to it.
You know what happens when you're doing that running? People experience a runner's high. Those are endorphins. Those are things that make us happy, make us feel good, and to get that in the morning is very awesome.
Oh no, I'll be the first one to tell you, like, I am so much more productive. And then like I got this great new planner, which I've learned now that like every day I have to set tasks for myself and like check it off, and like I set little tasks and like little reminders of things that I need to do. I feel like I'm a little like OCD about how I am now, but it's actually making me feel mentally better, emotionally better, and like more productive. So
that is it. You just, you're doing amazing work, and I just applaud you for that. But your body is already applauding you, honey.
Oh, trust me. Not right now. Not right now. Hence why I'm drinking water.
I mean, it's, it's one time, in a year probably.
Yeah.
So get it in now. Get it in now in the
Mhm.
beginning, and then, go back to
Healthy for the rest of the year.
Exactly. So
Right.
questions to ask for your body is, do your body hurt? So all the time, sometimes we don't even pay attention. So I have people go through a body scan. And so it's kind of a meditation to just actually breathe and relax, and then just go from your foot, the bottom of your foot, all the way up to your body. And each body part, you're doing a body scan to find out if there's tension, to find out if there's pain. Because really, sometimes we don't realize that we're holding, our stomach in, because we're nervous, or we're holding our shoulders like this, So it's just a body scan to actually realize what's going on, where the pain is. And then if there is pain is actually our indicator, just like our oral life, that something's wrong. So we go and fix it and find out what's wrong and try to fix it naturally, rather than, having to have it get so far along that we need surgery, or so far along that we take medication, So that's one of the questions. Some people want to understand why they have headaches or backaches, and then actually just to do the body scan to get connected with your body, like really love your body, like how it is, and it's just already now. Just love what you have, love every curve, love every pimple, love every mole,
Stretch mark, everything.
Yeah,
everything.
absolutely.
Stretch marks. I have stretch marks. 25 years ago almost, my daughter was born, and I still have, stretch marks, but that's a birth. That's a beautiful thing that I was able to produce in this world.
Yes, you earned it. You earned those.
Yes, I earned
those tiger stripes.
You earned your stripes.
I earned my stripes, yes.
Hey.
You feel like your body is your ally and advocate. So is your body working with you? Like, you have to be able to understand that our bodies are our temples. And that is cliche, it's biblical, but it's true. Like, if we don't take care of our bodies, we can't expect anyone else to take care of our bodies. This is personal. It's a personal relationship that we have. And so this should be our number one priority. Like you said, it's so important. But all of these things, I'll show you how they all work together. The next one is, we went over mind, but now we're going to go over emotions. Do you feel free to express any of your emotions? Do your emotions matter? And do you feel okay with your emotions? And do people make you feel like you're dramatic? People say, oh, you know what?
You're just being dramatic.
Yeah.
You're an adult.
I hate that.
That is so mean.
Unfair.
No, I'm not being dramatic. My feelings matter. And anyone who tells you that, oh, you're just being dramatic. I remember one girl, she was, I asked her some questions about computers, so I was like, okay, how do you do this? And she was just kind of snapping at me. I'm like, wait, hold on. And she's like, this is just how I am. No, that's not how you are. That's not how I am. We got a two-way communication here. Not talk to me like that. If I'm trying to learn something, I need you to explain it to me the way I can learn. You shut down people so fast by being rude and just like, inconsiderate.
Yeah.
If you think about it, when you're dealing with kids, we tell boys, don't cry, you're a boy.
Yeah.
So we're telling
No,
them.
that's so wrong. They need to cry.
They need to cry. We're telling them to stuff their emotions and not explore and to understand what this is. Like, why am I crying? My girlfriend was telling me today, she was like, my goodness, every time I, have my period, I realize that, my menstrual cycle causes me to be very emotional. Hormones, so we're still working on what's going on at that time. Asking questions,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I really do hate it when people say that I'm being emotional or dramatic. I hate that.
For me, I'm not. I have all the emotions. Like anybody could. I have all the emotions. Do I share them all the time? No. But it's one of those things where I'll feel it, and sometimes depending on where I'm at in the menstrual cycle, age, months, time of the month, I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe I'm feeling all these things that I'm not used to feeling on the daily, but to pay attention to it, because obviously it's happening and I need to find a way to release it. Usually it's writing, because I don't tell people how.
Well, see, that's good. That's good.
I'm very expressive though.
Yeah, you are.
I am, when I'm annoyed or angry or something, I'm very expressive, but I've learned too, I would have panic attacks when I would hold in my emotions.
See?
So like I'm very verbal, or like you can see it on me when something's like frustrating me or like my emotions, and I'll have family members, you're just being dramatic. I'm like, no, like I'm releasing whatever I need to release out of me in order for me to keep functioning.
Exactly. So we're working on trying to be the best person, the best version of ourselves. And if we are not able to express ourselves by our emotions, you know, I have a journal that I'm bringing out for your listeners too, if they ever want to, you know, follow me and I can get the journal to them. The journal has a 21-day journal where you're trying to, you know, on the circles, it says happy, you know, the happy face, and then it goes through the different emotions. And you just on a daily basis, you look and see where your emotions are, you know, because sometimes you may not focus and understand, you know, and the way that you show up really is important. So that's on emotions. Now, spirit, oh my goodness, I love this. Spirit is, do you feel connected to something bigger than yourself? Do you feel that your inner being or soul is thriving and is vital? Do you feel that others understand your spirit and nurture it? Do you nurture it? Do you feel that there is something bigger than yourself that you can depend on? Now, that one as a nurse is important, because it's very good and it's very important to know that you are connected to something bigger than you. Because if we feel like we're the ones if we feel like we're the ones in control, then we are messed up. Like, for instance, what we're doing and what we're dealing with today, we're not in control of this. Man, if this doesn't bring people closer to their spirituality, and spirituality is not about church, it's about connections. It's about your belief of, you know, what you can do, what you can offer, your personal relationship with yourself, your relationship with the community, and your relationship with the environment. So what I mean by that is that if you are a person that's all about me, then that's kind of narcissistic and you're not going to do well. If you don't understand the community that you live in, or that you have to be a part of giving something, it's not just about me, right? Then I'm giving of myself, volunteering, you know. Then we have the environment, just to understand that when you go outside, we're grateful for the sun, we're grateful for the grass, we're grateful for the air that we breathe. Like, we have to have all of those pillars be connected with our spirituality. It's like a flow that we have. You know how you're in your flow?
It's an energy. It's an energy.
When you're in your groove.
It's all connected.
Yes. I tell my clients, go outside, put your feet in the grass. Get grounded.
Yes, I love that.
We ain't got that problem where I live.
Love that. No, I've been saying I want to go on a camping trip soon, because I want to feel that connection to the earth again. Because that's where I feel at peace.
I love it.
I'm always walking around barefoot, so.
You're born and raised in Waxahachie, you little.
Yeah, I'm a little country girl. I'm always barefoot, walking around outside barefoot. I am.
Yeah, I mean, but okay, so then the assessment that I had you guys do, you probably didn't get to that part, but it asked you about your environment, because, no, you're laughing.
No, we were horrible.
By the time
we'll get there.
Yes, we just gotta, either I have to reprint it out.
You have to reprint.
We gotta.
Right.
There's no point.
Computer, you still have that. You guys were out. I understand.
I was moving. In my defense, I was moving, and it got
that was her.
Got lost.
She was moving that trip. I'm just a mess.
I don't know where it is.
So that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know what Estelle's excuse is.
I'm a
So
mess.
anybody
I'll
that
flat out
wants
tell
to
you.
have the assessment, have them
Mhm.
call me and I can go over that with them too. It's a pretty cool assessment because when you think about it, you're driving, people drive to work an hour, you know. I mean, they're not focused on the environment. Say people are living in a city where it's congestion, where it's like, you know, cars driving by. You're not getting the you know, like your earth and your environment is just tampered with. You know, we wear shoes.
There's a blockade.
Yes,
Yeah.
we wear shoes.
You're not actually experience it.
Yeah. We're wearing our shoes so much. Back in the day, we didn't wear shoes. We walked on the ground, you know? So, yeah, the environment and your spirituality is very, very important. And as a nurse, I've noticed, you know, I worked in the oncology for pediatric oncology, that is. So it was pretty rough. So the people who were more spiritually connected, actually, they experienced better results. Sometimes if you know that there's a higher power, you are praying or you're believing, it's a belief system, that there's something that is going to help you and heal you. And actually, the amount of spirituality that you have will actually help you in losing weight too. Studies have proven that, because it's not just, you know, like I said, it's not that you're alone, it's that you believe that, you know, there's something higher than you that's going to help you. It's your assistance. It's your, I don't have to do this all by myself, you know.
Right.
So that one is amazing. Relationships. This is good. Do your relationships make you feel fulfilled? Do they help you grow? Do they nurture you and lift you up? And are your relationships full of drama? Another thing. And do you feel dissatisfied in your relationships? Now, that's social wellness. And so that piece is very important. And you and Ariel are best of friends. You guys have fun. You're actually giving off this amazing energy and hormones that are healing. Look, she's smiling.
Calm down. It's not just you.
But look, it's about drama all the time. Right. Like, that's toxic. That's so toxic. So relationships with friends, relationships with spouse, relationships with coworkers, like going to work and knowing that there's
Amen. I will say, like, I want to commend both of us on that, because, like, I think we both have realized the relationships that are so good for us in our lives, and we weeded out all the bad people that we don't need. And I'm also in the process of doing that at work, the people that I don't need to be around, don't need to talk to unless I need to, even and some family members, like, not that, like, families, everything, but sometimes you just don't need to be around that energy. It's just very toxic to yourself.
And that's yes, and I think that's, especially with family, there's a misconception, like, they're still human beings. Like, I'm a person where I don't have to like you, I don't have to be friends with you, but I want to respect that you are another human being on this earth. I will never disrespect your existence, but doesn't mean my energy has to be around your energy. And sometimes it can't. It just no, doesn't. Yeah. It's not copacetic.
It's oil and water, you know. It just doesn't mix, and it's not good for you. A lot of people were just stressed out sometimes because they felt like, I have to be friends with siblings or family. No, you don't. If they don't fill you up, if they don't help you grow, then nothing that's not helping you grow is not necessary. So you get a chance to pick and choose. You know, you may not be able to pick and choose who your family is, but you get a chance to pick and choose whether you want to be with that person.
Yeah, exactly.
So your relationships are very important, and that's another part. What about your work? Now, we talked about relationships and work, but does your work make you feel passionate, as though you're making a difference? Does your work inspire you? Is your work your main source of stress and unhappiness? And are you surrounded by like-minded people? That's
I
important.
love that. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because that work is where you spend most of your day. Like
Your time,
if you can't do it there, then who are you gonna? It's like school, like kids in school, like that's where they spend most of the day. That's where they learn most everything, and that's as adults, that's our school is work. So I mean, I have Jessica. She's very much like, she will quit a job if her work relationships aren't, if the job is fine, if the actual work is fine, she'll still leave her job if the environment isn't okay. And I respect that, because if you're not happy in any part of your life, you should change it.
And the thing is that I was listening to one of the guys that I follow on this podcast. His name is Sean Stevenson, and he had a special on about unhappiness and in your occupation. Occupational wellness is one of the pillars that I go over in my talks and webinars and things like that. And it is really giving people the information about how important it is, because people may not really understand. Like, you can't just, I like it a little bit, it's cool. You got to actually love your job. Love the people that you work with. You don't have to love, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
Like, I love you.
Yeah. But when you don't wake up in the morning like, oh, do I want to do this?
Right. Let me tell you something. Les Brown, his birthday is the same day as mine. It's February 17th. And he said,
"Oh,
happy early birthday." Okay. Yay. I love it. Oh, wait, will that be the day we post this?
I think it will be.
Yes. So down below, wish Sheila a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bitches.
I love that.
But anyway, so Les Brown says that, well, it's not him, it's a study. He talks about the study where they realized, they followed and found out that people die of a heart attack 9 o'clock on Monday morning. You know why? Because they hate their jobs. Yes.
She told me about this when we talked on the phone. I'm like, I'm not surprised by that at all. Not at all.
Horrible.
Yeah. Like, if you think about how many people hate their jobs, it's not even shocking. Like, for me, I don't like the job that I'm doing right now, but I do like a lot of the people that I work with. They're like my family in a certain sense. So it's a balance for me. Yeah, I'm data entry now. Whatever, it's a job. But I love my people, so it's not like I'm getting up every day like, oh my God, I'm not gonna hate my job. I actually enjoy going to go see my group of people.
Yes.
See,
I just recently left one job and went to another, and the environment already, I'm like, oh my God, I love it here. I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to drive to.
That is a big deal for her. Trust me. You all don't even know. That is a huge deal.
It's rough, but I don't mind doing it. I mean, for now, because I love going into work, and I haven't had this feeling in such a long time, madam.
That's good.
Yes.
Now, I remember, because I am the nurse, and people come to me when they're not feeling well, and I've told several times, I'm like, look, you got to really understand, this is damaging your health. I had a couple people, and I'll give you some examples. A couple of people come in with hives. Some come in and say that before they get to work, they're throwing up. That's serious. They're having anxiety. Yes, they're having anxiety. I mean, it is a physical problem when you do not love your job. It's a physical problem, and you have to understand. Now, there is a saying that if you can't change, then you have to change the way you feel about it. You have to change. You cannot go in saying, you know what, look, snatching air.
Although that might be fun sometimes.
There you go.
That might be a little fun sometimes.
Right.
That's what I used to do where you used to work. I used to be like, you're not going to get at me. You're not going to get at me. No.
I wish
today, Satan.
Yeah, right. I wish you would say something to me today, because yesterday was you think about that stuff and you're automatically thinking of the negative. You're already predicting what your day is going to be like, and that's not good. You should set your environment up to be a very successful environment. Kill the ant, the automatic negative thought. Kill that. Can't change it, kill the ant, okay? So back onto environment. Does your environment nurture your heart and soul? Do you feel comfortable in your environment? Does your environment inspire you to do more self-care? And does your environment set you up for failure? Big, big, big. So
that is big.
Is home, work, outside. You were gonna say something?
Well, no, I was gonna say, like, sometimes I don't. Where did Estelle go? Sometimes I don't. Oh, I don't know where Estelle went. She'll be back soon. But sometimes I just don't know where I am environment-wise. Like, it'll change every once in a while. But I know right now I'm.
Sorry, my headphones died and I had to put them away.
It's all right. It's all right.
Maybe.
But it's one of those things where, like, I'm right now, again, I'm moving, hence the podcast will probably be with this background and through a Zoom, Zoom
for
setup.
A while.
But yeah, so it's one of those things where my environment is shifting so much that I'm just like, okay, just know this isn't forever. No, I can't control it, but I can control how I am in the environment. And I think that's what Sheila was, mentioning with, it's not going to always be perfect, but if you can't change that, you can change how you approach it.
Respond to it. Exactly.
Yes.
And a lot of people, like I said, it's not like the world and the universe is not always responding, the way we think magically. But we need to understand that when we think of these things and how we react to these things is very important. Because how we're going to react, our cells are reacting to that. And so we need to just be able to understand that what our environment is, if we can't change it, we can maybe change the way we think about it. So when I said the environment in your home, the environment in your office, and the environment outside, the things that are around you in your home have a lot to do with your health. Just alone, your gut health. The things that you are using in your environment to babysit the house, like the plug-ins, those are toxic to your health. Some of the chemicals that you use to clean your house is toxic to your health. Some of the clutter could be toxic to your health.
Yeah, for you especially.
What's she say?
That one. My mom always says she can tell my emotions by the amount of clutter that she sees around me. Yeah.
Always big on color, girl. Always. Like, declutter this, throw away that.
I was raised by a hoarder, so like I tend to keep a lot of things, but I've also like learned to purge things, so I'm trying to get my mom to do the same thing, and she's like, no. Like, there's one example, we have like clamshells that are probably, my mom's swears that we've had them sooner, but like we haven't touched these things since I'm giving her middle school. Like, I'm giving her middle school, and I'm 31 years old, but she's like, well, I want to have them when I want to make clams casinos, and I'm like, you haven't done this since I was 13, maybe 10, 11. Like, I'm giving you middle school, and she's like, no, we're gonna keep them. I'm like, why are we doing
why,
this?
Linda?
Like, why, Linda?
Why?
If she needs that, other things need to be purged. Like, there's
that's the other thing, she won't purge the other stuff.
Well, oh my God, I don't know.
Trust me, it's a struggle.
Linda's in her own little situation.
No, you have no idea. No idea.
So yeah, it's so much, and this is the things that I teach people. like, okay, so you really thought you were going to get some exercise and you thought you were going to get some nutrition advice. No, we want to see what your house is, what your job, what your office looks like. Do you have pictures of your family, the good family that make you feel good?
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
It's true.
Uncle Leroy right here. No, we want to have like those the quiet music, the essential oils, you know, and then not just any essential oil. Like we still have to have essential oils that are healthy, not the little stuff that you may get out at the gas station. No, you really have to in, you know, taking care of yourself, self-care. Lavender is something that you can have in your bedroom, that is in the, you know, diffuser. You can smell it. It automatically, like, we have all these senses, we need to use them. So think about what you're looking at as a visual. Think about what you're smelling when you come in the house. It smells good, you know. Think about what you're listening to. Do you have some nice, relaxing music? Yesterday I was listening to some Kim. Oh my God. I was like, this is just amazing. But just set your environment. Your home is your, like, just like
it's your oasis. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be like that.
Like in your bedroom. Like, take the television out. Take the cell phone out.
Yeah, Ariel. Take the television out.
Take the cell phone and don't sleep with the cell phone. Like, that's on my questionnaire. Like, do you have your cell phone right there? Do you sleep with your
I do.
She has the thing that
I have you can actually see it. Like, I can put my phone on there and I can just sit and swipe through TikToks.
have a tripod above her face.
Home assessment. Let me do a home assessment on you. That would be something I could do.
I love that.
Outside, I'm looking at my outside right now. I have my hammock out there, and then, you know,
that sounds wonderful.
You know what?
Right.
I bought a picnic blanket, and then I can sit that. I haven't done it yet, but I can sit out there. And sometimes I'm like taking my shoes off and putting my feet in the ground because you know, of the studies that have shown that this has been around. When something's been around for a long time, I'm like, you know what? That is something that we can just listen to and be like, you know what? I believe that. I believe essential oils has been around for a long time. I believe that grounding has been around for a long time. The guy that I was following, he did a study and showed that if you put your feet down in the ground, that it decreases the amount of pain. Like, pain, it helps you, like, because of the earth, it's helping you with the pain. That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Like,
it is. The earth is so beautiful. It like absorbs energy. So like the energy that it has, it releases back and pulls whatever negativity, or it detoxes basically. I love the earth.
I know, and the earth loves you back.
Yes,
it does.
and I feel it.
Not me so much. Last time I went out in nature, I got poison ivy. So
Yeah, but I mean, because were you respecting the earth? What were you doing to get poison ivy?
Ask that question.
I was peeing, but I had nowhere to pee.
Nobody told you to pee on the earth like that. Jeez.
If you are camping, what are you else supposed to do? There ain't no. If you really camping, you supposed to be one with the earth.
A back camping trip retreat. A back camping retreat.
Ooh, yes, let's do it. I'm ready. PAB, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
We have like meditation time. We have yoga. Oh, she don't like outside.
Yes.
I don't.
But I mean, what if it's the glamping?
I like
what if we step it up?
Controlled.
Yeah.
Is there an indoor bathroom?
Yes.
Is there air conditioning?
Yes, glamping is.
Yeah, there is.
My sister is a camper. My family are campers. And man, when I tell you they took it to another level, Like, my sister had like carpet, a porta potty. I mean,
I gotta see the setup first. I'm not gonna
you could do it. You could do it. You could definitely do it. You just can't keep food out. That's it. That's pretty much it.
Which I don't do that anyways. I hate that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves.
There you go. You'll be good.
Financial wellness, social wellness. just in case we gotta go, because I'm looking at the time here.
Yeah.
Financial wellness is questions like, are you in debt? Are your finances in shambles? Are you unsure about the important financial information for retirement, insurance, policies, taxes? Are you in control? Are you controlled by your finances? And so just to take a look at what your expectations are. I know some people are really stressed out about finances, especially now when people have lost their jobs. But some people have thrived in this time. So what's the difference? You know, it's like some people have been creative and been like, you know what, I may have lost a job and now I've, you know, tapped into my original love for sewing, and now I'm sewing masks for everyone, you know, or I'm sewing masks for the whole entire army, or I am now into my business of essential oils. And now when people are in pain and when people are depressed and having anxiety, the oils are helping them with their anxiety and relaxing them. So I'm giving back to the world. Now my business is blooming more than my business was when I was working. And so there's two different kind of people. Like, you take advantage of what life is giving you. You know how they say, you know, life gives you lemons and you make lemonade.
Lemonade.
Yeah. So, you know, another cliche, but I mean, it's true, you know. So, you know, what can you do about your finances? In my journal, every day for the 21 days, you're asking that question, you're looking at it, and you're saying, okay, well, what are my finances like? What's my relationship with finances? Have I given back? Because giving back is important too. Like, yeah, you are like, you know how they say, just find something and someone to give back to. So say if someone at your office and you know that maybe they're having some struggles, and you may have struggles too, but when you give back, the earth gives back to you. Like, you don't hold on to stuff just because you're in financial, you know, shambles or whatever. You don't stress over it. Most relationships are having most of their problems due to their finances.
Yeah, that's the one of the number one reasons
people get divorced
because of their finances. It's crazy, man. But it's true. It's true. That is stressful.
Well, marriage in general is stressful, but yes.
No, I mean the money part. I was talking about money. That's stressful.
Having streams of income. When people say that, what do you like? What if your job was furloughed? I was furloughed. You know? So, what other kind of income? What could you offer? What are you good at? Like, what courses? I mean, they had a ton of courses online. I did some courses. I did a meditation course. I did a workout course. So it just helps you get creative. You know, you guys are both good at talking and communication, like providing things for people.
We hope so.
Yeah, we're trying.
We hope so.
You got a photographer over there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I know one guy in St. Louis who he uses photography for helping other people capture their COVID pictures, you know, with the family, like the family. So you go by everybody's house, they come outside, you take a picture. And then, you know, that was something that was unique. It was something that was needed, and people related to that. And so those pictures he can sell those pictures. You can write an ebook about photography, makeup. What are the things that you guys like?
Everything. I like cooking. I've been literally in the process of like writing down all my recipes of what I'm cooking and stuff and making my own cookbook. It's going to take years for this, but something I'm working on. Why
is it going to take years? Why?
Because I'm trying my own recipes and stuff, and I don't get to cook every day, but I'm constantly like, I'm a perfectionist, and so I'm just trying new things and taking some of my grandmother's recipes.
Sheila, and I'm trying my own things. That's a cop-out, man. That's a cop-out.
It's not, but it's not, because it's also a little harder too, because like a lot of my grandma's recipes are like old Italian recipes, and becoming gluten-free and figuring out it's also a science figuring that out between the different kinds of flours and stuff. So I don't get to do it every day. It's like my relaxer, but as I'm creating recipes, I'm writing them down and like seeing what works and what doesn't and going back and forth. Like I'm working on it. It's just been a process.
But right. We don't want it to take forever though.
No, it'll take at least 2 years, which I'm fine with. Like I don't want to just throw something out there, which is one of the things
And
like
you
we
give
did with this
yourself a
podcast.
deadline.
Yeah. And I'm giving myself deadlines on certain things.
But the thing is, what I want to say is sometimes 2 years turns into 3, sometimes 3 years turns into 4.
Oh, no.
What I want to say is that perfectionists sometimes stops people from putting anything out.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you'll be surprised.
I've done that before.
Yeah, you'll be surprised at putting, because like with my journal that I did, it was something that took me longer than what I felt like it should. But the thing is that I just said, you know what, I can always do another one. That's what my thought was, is this one's going to just get my foot out there, get the momentum, and I can always do another one. And now as I'm finished with it, I'm thinking of other things, you know, like books about autism, books about ADHD, books about eczema, books about bullying, all these different things I'm coming up with just because I'm finished with one. So if you have, you know, certain things, you can start doing your YouTube, you can start putting the recipes that you have. You can take recipes from other people and be like, you know what, I like this one, it's already done. That's not an infringement. Recipes is not like when you write and you steal somebody's, you know, writing, that's, you know, illegal. But recipes are free. So if you look at somebody else's recipe, you'd be like, oh, my grandma and my, you know, my favorite recipe book, I'm gonna put those together, put something out, just get that out, and then I'm coming out with my second is my better one.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel, what you got over there, baby? What you got over there that you?
Well, I mean, I love to just like express myself through fashion, but I'm also crazy enough, while I was going through grabbing like lights and stuff from storage, I found poems that I wrote as a kid, because I don't share my emotions, and as a kid that's what I used to do, is to write everything down. So the idea of getting back into writing and I've had ideas so far, and just putting them down on paper, that's already, it feels like something that can grow into something that I've planned in my head. And I think it's coming to that time where it needs to come into fruition.
First thing, if it's in your head, put it down on paper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
if
for
it's
sure.
in your head, put it down on paper, because that is where your financial security is. If you're at least put it into motion, put it into action. You know, like you said, it may not happen right away, but at least if you're working towards that with the goal, and it'll automatically, authentically happen, it's going to be something that's coming purely from your heart, because we all have a purpose, and we all have to fulfill that purpose. And sometimes if we're doing other things, that's not fulfilling our purpose, and we're not becoming our authentic self.
Right.
That's what it's about. That's why I say, come on, girls, let's get it. Social wellness. We got 2 more, and then we're going to be wrapping up. So social is, do you enjoy your social life? And do your social obligations make you feel anxious and stressed out?
No.
As much as you give in your social circle. And would you be happy withdrawing from your social circle?
I feel like my social.
What's the last part mean? Do you feel like drawing from your social?
Would you be happy withdrawing? So say if you're in a social connection and it's not fulfilling, and you're just there because you feel like you're out of town, you don't have anybody else, but these are the people you're with, you don't really like them. But if you think about it, you know what? I wouldn't mind not being around them. That's what it means. Like, you know, so it's kind of like a self-assessment, like sitting down, really thinking about it. Like,
okay,
I'd be happy getting away from these people, you know? I know when I came to Florida, I really was searching for like authentic friends and associates or whatever. And, you know, sometimes I was there, you know, with people, they were not bad people. They're just not
the right people for you.
Yeah, it wasn't that connection that I feel like thriving. Like, this is one of the things. Will I thrive? Am I growing? You know how they say, your 5 friends, and who are your 5 friends, and that's all because your social surrounding is very important. It for kids is very important too, because it puts people in danger. It's not healthy as far as, do they drink, do they smoke, do they, if you're not around people that instill perfection, not so much like you got to be perfect, but more like they know, like you and Estelle, you guys know that you're expecting something out of each other. Like, you're not going to stay the same. You've been friends for a year. You're not all just going to just be like, okay, yeah, we're still doing the same thing. We don't have, it just has to be someone. We got to come above where we are. Like, we're just not going to be stuck doing the same thing.
I understand.
No,
that.
I think we're very good at keeping people on check on that.
I 100% believe that. If you're not making each other better, then you ain't doing it right.
Right, yeah.
And then, family. Does your family work together well, like a well-oiled machine? Do your family...
We both made faces.
Right. Do your family enjoy it? And does your family laugh?
Yes.
Joy, and on that end, we have ways to achieve happiness too. We want to talk about family here first.
No.
No. We learned better, not to do that here.
It's one of because we'll go off. We'll veer all the way off.
Yeah, we'll be on a tangent for 3 hours. Let's not.
For another show.
Yeah, damn Skippy.
Damn right.
Right.
Damn right.
How to achieve happiness. People are always in search of happiness, from bucket lists to dream vacations, so many things that promise happy but may fail to deliver the long run. The father of positive psychology, Martin Seligman, describes a model for happiness. He says, PERMA. PERMA delineates what we need to achieve happiness. PERMA is an acronym and stands for P, positive emotions. We talked about emotions. Positive emotions is also known as optimism. You know how people say the glass half empty, half full? Where are you in that? Engagement is for E. This involves finding activities that demand full attention. Like Estelle, you're cooking. That demands full attention. Those are things that will get you in the flow, of just kind of like, it's almost like a meditation, without, because you're not thinking about anything else. You're not thinking about problems. You're in the now.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want. Relationships. Humans are social animals that desire love and intimacy. And so relationships, like I said, with your families, with your coworkers, with your friends, those are important. Meaning, this is kind of on the spiritual side. Meaning is about having purpose. It's which is necessary for life's satisfaction. I remember reading a book, My Purpose-Driven Life. Some people out there in the PAB audience out there may have read that book. It was very life-changing to me. Sometimes reading books is very life-changing because we take a piece of that and we instill it in our lives, positive books. But we all have a purpose. And if we're not acting in our purpose, then we're failing also. And I don't want to say failing like, oh, I failed and making you feel bad, but just to understand that that's where we are. We're supposed to search. We're supposed to ask the question to the universe. Am I acting in my purpose? Accomplishments. Having goals, Estelle, this is for you too. This is for everyone.
I just may have
ambitions are central to our happiness. And so those things, the PERMA, is just kind of one of the things that you can think of too, as far as just wondering, where I stand in that. Because happiness is from inside. It's not outside. It's not,
Amen.
Yeah, it's not like
that's the truth.
When I get this, I'm going to be happy. Or when I do this,
right.
I'm, so many people put the win, but you don't want to do that. You want to already have happiness. Like, you want to have your happiness before you say, when I find my man, I'm going to be happy. When I have my children, I'm going to be happy. Look.
Then I'm never going to be happy.
I'm happy. That's the truth, though.
So that's just basically, and the other thing that I did is we have to put all these things together and balance. Homeostasis. Our body wants homeostasis. Our mind wants homeostasis. Our gut wants homeostasis. I started doing, like, in the pandemic, I started doing some things in the kitchen called apps are in the kitchen. But I did that because I really wanted people to understand that holistic health is really where your wealth is. So many people were like, oh, my abs, if I could get me some six-pack abs, but it's not about that. It's about health. It's about wellness. I'm not
about feeling good, about feeling connected to your body.
Once you start taking care of yourself, then the rest is history. Once you understand the higher power, then the rest is history. Once you understand that you need to focus on your social wellness, intellectual, occupational, environmental, all these different pillars of wellness, then that's the coach that you want. You want the coach to say, wait a minute. Okay, so trauma. You went through some trauma. How are you dealing with that? Maybe that's why you're holding on to things that's unhealthy. Because you still haven't forgiven that person who hurt you. You still haven't forgiven that incident that happened, So that's kind of where self-care comes into place, where you realizing yourself, where you need to self-love yourself, where you need to pamper yourself and not feel selfish, because self-love is not selfish.
Amen. Sorry, I say that all the time.
Yes. And I like the forgiveness part, because that's the only people they say, oh, if I forgive them, like, then they're not gonna know or they're not gonna learn. But it's not about them. It's about you. Like,
but you also have to learn to forgive yourself too, for the things that you haven't achieved.
Yes. Facts, man.
I know. I spit them sometimes. Well, thank you so much, Sheila. Like, I feel like too, with the journey that both of us are on, like, I think you're helping us get down the direction that we need to go, and I really appreciate it.
And I'm definitely, me personally, I'm watching this episode back, writing down all those questions and answering them, because I need I've always said, like, I've done therapy. I wholeheartedly believe in therapy just to find that self-love, self-forgiveness, just that peace, that health peace. So if I can do it from home and not have to pay a therapist, then hey.
Amen.
Look within, man. I mean, there's some people out there that actually need your help, and so you can't help others until you help yourself.
Very true.
Yes.
That's another thing I'm a firm believer in. Like, you can't take care of anybody until you make sure that you're good to go.
That's when you first.
Yes.
Southwest Airline. That's on you first before you try to help, whoever you're riding with.
Yes. Because if you're down on the floor, hey, what's gonna happen to that next person? Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Exactly. Yes. Well, thank you, Sheila, for joining us today. If you guys, Sheila, actually, can you give out some of your contact information for our listeners so we can make sure that if they want to get in contact with you and help set their life straight, they can?
One day journal. If they want that too, they can contact me. I am on all social media, Sheila Cunningham, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Sheila Cunningham, SHEILA. I am a registered nurse. I'm a certified nutrition consultant. I am certified cannabis consultant. I am certified turbo kick, certified
turbo kick. I'm obsessed with this turbo kick.
It's fun, girl. It's so much fun.
All right, and we are so happy to be.
You forgot something. Did you forget?
But actually, you know what? We'll just give it to them later. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm closing up the show. Are you sure? Like, we could.
Yeah, if you have a link, we can put it below.
Put it below.
To where it's gonna be, we can put it in the description box below, and I'll have all of our handles also in the description box, whatever.
They can, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll give it to you guys, and then you can do that.
Yay.
Perfect. Yeah, it's all right. So make sure that you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as TikTok at the PAB Podcast. You can follow me at the Shaka. You can follow Ariel at ariel.hardy on Facebook and Instagram as well. We love you guys. We will be back again next week, and we loved you and we've missed you. Please endure these lovely Zoom calls for the next couple weeks.
You're gonna have
our live situation.
You're welcome.
We love you guys. Thank you so much, Sheila. It's been such a pleasure as always.
Thank you. I love having you. We're gonna invite you back, don't worry.
Yes.
This was a good therapy session.
Nice therapy.
Yes. There's so much more that I wanted to get into, but I just felt like self-care is very good to just kind of have people.
No, trust me, we are having you back. Don't you?
I think we're gonna break it down in depth for each one. Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We love you guys. Mwah.
Bye.